Hello, I'm Stephen Monkey Mason and welcome to my very first podcast. Now I do apologise in advance if I make any rookie error podcast things, mistakes. See, I haven't planned this. This is totally unplugged, unscripted and will be uncensored. I'm so not used to just hearing my voice editing. I'm normally filming stuff. Now anyone who's followed me for a long time will know I've been filming my license about 1996. Hit and miss a few years, but it's been solid for the last like 15-16 years now. It's pretty insane, especially if you're on YouTube. There's a lot of old videos on there, from music videos to random stupid stuff to the more recent stuff with tribute videos and random series, which I'll talk about. Now, I've been asked for a while to do podcasts, and it mainly comes from a lot of my friends and also people on the internet who just want to hear rather than me interact and do stuff on camera. And a lot of my friends want to do it with because they're not comfortable in front of the camera. Like, I'm not comfortable just talking. Seems weird this, but anyway, I'm a big fan of Oliver Harper, Duncan Casey and Richard Jackson for their commentaries they do, their podcast commentaries. They're absolutely amazing, well worth YouTubing it if you're a film fan. They just rant on for ages over films, which is pretty funny and awesome. So I'm going to try and do one of these a month. I would like to get people involved and do specials and maybe do my own commentaries. I know Richard Jackson thinking, motherfucker. Well, you know what, Richard Jackson, open your fucking box. One of my videos I sent Richard Jackson a teddy bear called Alternative, who swears, and he still hasn't opened it. Well, he hasn't told us he's opened it, so anyway, getting off the rant. Now, I've picked a couple of subjects to talk about. Obviously, I've just given myself a little bit of an intro. If you haven't watched any of my videos before, I am from the northeast of England, but I was raised in New Zealand for a bit. I've lived in Bulgaria and Spain, so my accent is completely and utterly all over the place. I talk too fast, hence why I normally need to take a deep breath, because I suddenly get an idea in my head and it just goes pfft, or I just take a drink of pop like I am now. So anyway, it's been a very busy time at the moment for Lonely Tree Entertainment, where I do all my videos from. There is Random series is coming to an end. I will talk about Random next month's podcast, as it will be finished the last episode. I'm editing the last episode at the moment. I am filming the promo for it tomorrow. I've also got a film coming out called Welcome to Prague, as well as the new film called Welcome to Edinburgh. It's getting a bit crazy. I'm doing stuff for Consett magazine, which I'll get into after this. And I'm also directing a music video and will be editing the music video after this. Now, the music video has a little bit of a funny story behind it. I've directed music videos for a long time, but I also took a massive break, about 5 years away from doing them. I went back to my roots of the veteran FA stuff. And I was pretty much done with music videos in 2010, and last year I directed my first music video in a long time for In Evil Hour. And it was funny, what happened was, there was a band I known called Licks at the time who were planning on a new EP and inquired about a music video, but then Chris Hunter, my friend, pretty much headhunted me to direct the music video for In Evil Hour for Predators, which is online now. And it basically came down to Licks wanted the music video the next week, and I was just like, I can't take on 2 music videos at that time, and I decided to go with In Evil Hour. I didn't know them. To me, it was like, right, go all the way to Dom on my own, take me cameras, film a music video on my own, no budget, and let's just see what comes out of it. And that's what Predators is. And it was funny because a year later I started talking to now Sirens, once known as Licks, about a new music video, and the day we actually got around to finally filming the music video, I see on Facebook that In Evil Hour was shooting their new music video, so that's funny. Bit of history about Licks, Sirens. I've known Emma and Steph for a long time, always fancied working with them. I've filmed Emma in bands like Tiger Stripe and Steph in Damaged Angels. I filmed a rough video for them called Runaway with footage in trillions, and they also, there was music called Nothing at All was used for a music video called 48 Hours in Hong Kong with No Sleep, which was just pretty much me in Hong Kong for 48 hours, wide awake, lost, and then music was played over the top. If you want to check that music video out, it's got a lot of beautiful scenery in it. It's not a funny video, it's just more scenery and me just completely lost in China. And the hype was always there for me to do a music video. I was always interested, and we finally got round to shooting it. It was 3 weeks ago now. The location was up in the air the last week until I bumped into a good friend called Cameron, and we filmed it in a basement of a pub, which was awesome, even though we had to be out by 7 o'clock because a Dungeons and Dragons club was coming in. I honestly thought, when I got the phone call from Cameron, he left a message on my answering phone, I honestly thought it was a fucking joke that I had to be out by 7. I thought, oh, I've got to be out by 7 because the pub may be open and they don't want drums crashing along. Because Emma Anderson, the drummer of Scream of Sirens, is one of the loudest drummers I've ever filmed. I was deaf after filming the low bass drum angles and stuff. Thanks, Emma. But yeah, it was true. We had to be out because there was a Dungeons and Dragons club going in. I was like, really? No disrespect for that, but I thought this was something that went out in the 80s. But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, Chris Parker. So yeah, the music video is coming along great. I am hopefully going to have it finished soon. I am just trying to better myself. It is a lot different to the In Evil Hour, but it's been finally great to do an all-girl band music video. So that's pretty good. Scream of Sirens will guest cameo in Welcome to Edinburgh. Their music will be on the soundtrack, and there is a load of additional footage and outtakes I filmed with the band, which will appear in that because it crosses over to when I went to Edinburgh. So yeah, anyway, as I said, next podcast I'll talk about random. But what I want to talk about now is I want to talk about some of that, two different things going on here. Now, I want to talk about Consett magazine for a minute. Now, I've known Barry and Marco, two of the brains behind Consett magazine, for a long time. They helped me with my album Better in Silence about 2006. Wow, that's a long time ago. And they've had Consett magazine going for a couple of years. Just over a year ago, they came to me about doing an article about me, and at first I was like, fuck off. I'm not really interested in this. And I wasn't, at the time, I was pretty much just having a drink of pop. I do apologise. At the time, I wasn't really bothered about it. I was sort of a bit of a recluse at the time. I'd found a lot of interest finally turning my attention on doing tribute videos, as I call them, where I pretty much have a cover on VHS and I'll have the steelbook and I'll go on an absolute rant about this film. And I've had a lot of fun with them. For over the years of filming for all the Better in FA stuff, I was raised at a time before YouTube, and it was crucial then to watch what you wear, watch what's in the background, you know, even going to the extent of having a can of duct tape handy to tape it around your cans of beer. If you have a house party, you're filming. And so when I did the Gremlins tribute video, I went upstairs and I was just like, what the fuck, I can't even remember buying this. And I went on this mad Gremlins rant, led to Highlander, Stand By Me, King Kong. You know, any 80s film I've done a little rant from its VHS. And I was happy doing that. And it obviously caught the attention of Consett magazine, and I wasn't too fussed at first. Then I thought about it, you know what, it would benefit the videos. So I said, send us the questions. And they sent me 6 questions, right? And honest to God, they might as well have sent us a paragraph to answer. They sent us the most simplest questions simplest questions there could be. What is next for Lonely Tree Entertainment? Wow, I'm doing about 20 things at the moment. You know, what inspires you to make videos? Wow, where do I start? I've been filming my life in these 20 years. So instead of writing them, one day I went, fuck it. I sat down and I answered the 6 questions on camera, and then sent the magazine 6 separate videos. Now the first 2 videos were just straight up talking, and then, as I do, the videos became interactive. The last 4 parts of it, where not only would I interact or pointing to stuff in the corners or overlaying stuff, I then started like showing footage of upcoming stuff, breaking the fourth wall, pissing around with showing Barry and Marco some really old footage of them. And they actually did an absolutely amazing article. It was a 2-page spread. Marco done some amazing artwork and Barry just nailed the interview. He used the start of like, the start of the interview, the lead in was like, you know, we've never had a reply like this kind of lead. And the best thing about this interview is my cat Milo got a mention as he made a cameo in the video. So that was a start. And as I was looking at the article, Barry approached us then about doing movie reviews, and I wasn't interested. I was not interested at all about doing music video movie reviews or writing them. I just wasn't interested, and we got off talking about why I decided to send Barry video messages. And I told Barry, I says, look, when I was a kid I was told I was dyslexic. Now, dyslexia, I ain't taking the piss at all here. Dyslexia to me, being told when you're a kid you've got dyslexia, it's like, what does that mean? How do you even spell that word? I'm 33-year-old and I can't even spell dyslexia. Saying it, it's just like, whoever thought of that word is an absolute idiot. Dyslexia comes in different ways. I think the best way to describe my dyslexia is most of my family on my dad's side is left-handed, on my mum's side right-handed. And the theory is, if I was left-handed, I wouldn't be dyslexic. So when I look at anything, I will look right to left, when most people will look left to right. It's a brain thing. I'm quite good at memorising stuff. I will drop a stupid word now and again. But I've never been a massive writer. And a couple of years ago, I got into reading Brian Freeman's books. And I was totally inspired by Brian Freeman. I sent Brian Freeman an email, and I got one of the nicest replies of an email you can ever imagine. And that really inspired me to write, but I didn't know what I wanted to write. Every time I would start writing something, I would think about how I would film it. I wasn't really exploring or tampering in with any kind of writing kind of thing. I was like, oh, I could film it this way, I cast this person, do that. And I was like, what am I doing? And then I wrote Death of a Video Shop. It was an epic write. I just went on a rant about all video shops. You know, about the rise and fall of VHS, DVD, and how we don't have video rental shops now. And I was talking to Barry about this, and Barry goes, oh, send us it. I sent it to Barry, and I did not realise, I totally blanked my mind, that Death of a Video Shop was completely based in Consett. It does have a lot of shout outs to New Zealand about growing up with video shops over there, but the core of the story was set in Consett. And Consett magazine went and published 5 different parts of this story over a 5-month period in the magazine, and that was awesome. That was one of the biggest things for me, having something I've wrote published. I was just like, that's absolutely awesome. But I still wasn't interested in doing movie reviews at all. So it's been about a year now, and basically again I started talking to Barry. Now a friend from the past has come back, and he's come back in a massive way. And I'm talking about Scott Michael Cavagan. Me and Scott go way back to Laconia, and Laconia and me had some fun days in the past, going all the way from gigs and Trillions to the recording of Transmission, leading to the tournament. Tournament could be a special podcast. But Laconia's had some really high times in the career, and they had an amazing EP about 5-6 years ago called Reflections of Denial. It was actually awesome. Laconia's been a massive part of my films. They were also the intro song to my show This Is Just Life. And then Laconia disappeared. You know, Scott called it quits basically. The man went separate ways, and all of a sudden Scott reappeared late last year with a new EP, like two demo tracks, and the new sound. He's gone solo, and it's absolutely awesome. Neon Lights, an amazing song. Sleeping with the Enemy, amazing track, absolutely amazing. No More History, mind blowing. You can check him out on SoundCloud as well as YouTube. He is gigging around the northeast. It's little gigs here and now. He is working on a full album, And basically what had happened was Scott had been binge watching all my videos, and I didn't know this. And Scott had a bit of reaction to my killer clown character. Now I know at the moment there's a lot of stuff in the press about killer clowns scaring people. And I dressed up as a killer clown earlier on this year for a tribute to killer clowns from outer space. And the clown has made guest cameos and pops up, but it's always been kept in camera. It's never been victimization of the public. I do not agree with that. I mean, I know dressing up a clown freaks a lot of people out. I know when Scott sent me gig tickets, he addressed it to the clown. There is a clip on the internet of me getting the tickets and I was dressed as a clown. The note even said, "Mr. Monkey, please leave the clown outfit at home. Too scary. Thanks, mate, Scott." The clown was like, "Motherfucker." And yeah, I mean, I don't agree with people like carrying weapons and clowning around. Isn't clowning a technical thing? But I will apologise to the random person me and Jack met filming in the woods about 2 months ago. We were doing pick-up stuff for the Predator tribute, Get to the Chopper, which is online now. And as you'll see at the end of the video, the clown makes a special appearance, because Jack also hates clowns. Now, Jack seen this guy coming, I was getting dressed, I did not know this guy was coming, and we were right bang in the middle of the woods. And Jack fuck off and hid, didn't he? Just hid, didn't say a word, and I was just paused there. And this guy absolutely shit himself. I've never seen someone speed up so much in their life. And I do apologise to that guy. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, going up the clown subject, Scott doesn't like the clowns. And then Scott sent me a King Kong LP and the Ghostbusters LP, which appears in one of my random shows. I just want to think what random it is. It might be random. It's Random 8. I can see the artwork here. So if you want to see what I'm on about, check out Random 8. Because the clown gets a package off Scott. So me and Scott were talking, and I asked Scott if he was interested in being interviewed for Consett magazine. And I sent Scott some questions, and I wrote a story about Scott, just as I explained there, of how we got to know each other, the highs and low times of him being in other bands like Drill, and just a really review of his EP. Now I can't express enough how fucking awesome his EP is. It's mint. Anyway, I just found out today that it is completely going to print this afternoon. It has. The artwork, the article has been trimmed down to just under 300 words when I wrote almost 1,000 words, and Barry was blowing his nut about it going, "It's over 1,000 words long." And I was just like, "You're the editor of the magazine. You asked me to do a story. Here's my story." But it will be online next month. If you check out Consett magazine, it should appear on there eventually next month. But I will make sure when I do the podcast next month that there'll be a link in the description below to Consett magazine. Right, as I was telling Barry I was doing this, Barry yet again was like, "Can you do film reviews?" And I was like, "No, I'm not doing film reviews." Now this year I was looking into spinning off away from my tributes. I love doing the tributes, but I wanted to do other kind of videos like the good, the bad, the what the fucks, where I take 10 movies from a certain actor and go, yes, no, what the fuck's this? And I've had a lot of fun with them. The last Random 13, which will come out in a couple of weeks, I had a brief catch up of how that all happened though. And I've also had fun doing retro videos, which is pretty bonkers if you watch them, and that's just looking at old films but not reviewing them. And Barry was like, "Right, what you need to do is you need to make these short and snappy." And I was like, "Barry, I haven't made a video under 5 minutes for over 2 years." He's like, "No, make them short, punchy." And I thought about it, and basically I've got a pile of videos. I've got a pile of videos right next to us if you know what my room looks like. I've got a pile of DVDs and Blu-rays here. I've got Mind Ripper, Scary Movie 5, Lovely Molly, Super, Stateland, Gone Girl, 8 Man, Bela Lugosi. I've got The Heist by Scott Mann. I've got The Heist with Vinnie Jones in, 2 different films. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rules of Attractions, Warm Bodies, and Spiders 1 and 2. So yeah, I've been watching some pretty fucking random, well, will be watching some pretty random films. But I was binge watching a lot of films, and I watched The Shining. It's the first time I've seen The Shining in years, and seeing it on Blu-ray, it was good. I was like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that. Listen to the commentary. I then watched No Escape, I then watched Sneakers, had a 90s binge that night. And I was like, right, hang on, I like the idea here. So I talked to Barry again, and I decided to make a new show called Fast Forward Reviews. Now there's about 11 or 12 being filmed now. These are all under 3 minutes long. They are short, snappy, punchy. Get as much correct facts as possible. Give my review, don't try to spoil it. And I've had a lot of fun doing these. I've had a lot of fun editing them. They are time consuming because there's almost like 100 cuts in this one little video. But they are coming out, and they will be presented by Durham and Consett magazine in November, which is awesome. It's even more awesomer that the pilots, like The Shining was the first one, then it was No Escape. The Shining, Annie got involved. She was like, I want to do this, so I've been filming them with Annie. And then Jack seen them. Jack was like, want to do it. And now Chris Davies is also going to join this. Chris Davies used to be the bass player in Laconia. So it's, you know, it's another branch of the tree, of Lonely Tree. But the idea is to film them all, and I think there's going to be maybe 2 a week. But I wasn't wanting to keep them new. Like, I wanted to pick a film. Like, I picked Fortress up, and I watched Fortress on VHS last week. Did a review for that. The last review we did was Castle Freak, when me and I did a crossover episode on that. That was a lot of fun. I'm editing tonight Hard Rain, a Christian Slater movie from the 90s. I'm having a blast doing them. I'm having a blast. And again, everyone was like, oh, you need to do podcasts though. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So this has been really my first podcast. Rant about Consett magazine, rant that there's a new music video out. I should be filming and editing all these while I'm talking. But as I say, this is pretty awesome. Now next month, if anyone wants to leave a message beneath and go, right, talk about that or talk about that, any questions about the music videos or the videos online, I will be doing a bit of special about Random, because Random will be finished then. I'm just looking around. I'm surprised Gizmo hasn't kicked off in the background, to be honest. Kicked off, that's a proper northeast word, that. Kicked off. But yeah, Lonely Tree Entertainment does have a Facebook. There is a special competition coming in November, so definitely check out Lonely Tree for a way to win stuff. I can tell you now, if you listen to my first ever podcast, 2 of the items so far to win were free, actually. No, this is a joke one. You kind of Coke what's floating around the background. One of the things you can win is Jaws on Blu-ray and a signed pop vinyl by the movie pop guy Paul Ray of the Metaluna Mutant. So there will be prizes as well as some other stuff I need to think of. But yeah, definitely check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, check out my videos, just not all just talking. Check out Scott's music, check out Consett magazine, get ready to check out Scream of Sirens, they're on Facebook, and get ready for whatever I do next month. So this has been my first podcast. Any support would be awesome, just to know what you like. I've been Steve Monkey Mason. Thanks for listening, not watching. Goodbye.